What's up, guys? How's everyone doing this morning?
You can sleep when I'm around, huh? How about we make sure you don't ever wake up?
All right, so we're now doing ending a grand overture. But how you guys doing this morning before I get started? Trying to wake up a little bit before I start. No, I haven't started the new update if it already released. Yeah, I'll look into that later. I was just waiting for the story to release. Oh yeah, then I'm probably not even gonna know anything until then. I'm not looking at anything. I'll just wait until the until the update releases. It's evening for me, so I'm just chilling. All right. Oh man, last night I was playing Marvel Rivals a little late.
When I'm around, huh? How about we make sure you don't ever wake up?
I was playing Marvel Rivals a little late, and I went from having like 6 wins in a row to like a loss spree. Like everyone wanted to play healer or play DPS. We didn't have healers in most of them. It's so bad being D-ranked so low. But yeah, I was playing Marvel Rivals last night, so that's why I'm really tired. Completely forgot that I was supposed to stream until like 2 a.m. and I was like, oh snap. Solo Q&D? Yeah. Yeah. But today we're gonna be playing the ending of Grand Overture, the story in Arknights, the event story that's available. I just figured we'd just go through this, play through the story. Miss Vina Victoria. Oh, that's a fire shot. That was a fire shot. Let me pull up everything that I need and then we can get started. We have 24 people in here. Okay. Should be a rather tame stream. The preview trailer? No, I didn't look at any of the trailers. Let me go ahead and see. I'm keeping it super safe. I'm trying not to go on YouTube and look up much Arknights related stuff, because the moment that I do, I'm gonna see something, and I'm gonna get really excited, and I'm not gonna know how it got there. Oh, thank you, Baki. I thought you just came and left. Have I pulled for Vina? I tried to pull for Vina. All of my resources were taken up, and I managed to get five off-rate characters. Amazing, right? 5. Gonna lurk for now. Need to close store and go home first. Okay. Take your time. But yeah, I had a really bad experience with the gacha this time. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, Baki just sent it to me. Yeah, I ran out of currency, so I just basically said screw it. I got 9 days left, right? So wait, is it 9 days for the thank you. Is it 9 days for just the event or the banner itself? Because it might be less. The 22nd. I got time. I got a little bit of time. If I end up getting there, then oh no, there ain't no Lappy funds. Lappy will come at the. You see this? Lappy is not going to have the same problem. I'm just letting you know that. Lappy's not going to have the same problem. Well, I don't carry money, but there won't be no lack of Lappy, okay? That won't happen. All right. Opens after 4:15. Is that the? No, that's not the story. Okay. I was about to say, wait, what? It's the EX missions. Oh, here we go. He's jinxing me already. Okay, is this a very long storyline? Because I'd like to complete this as like the story within like 3 or 4 streams. Is that possible? If I only stream like 3-4 hours, completed in 3-4 streams, took you 2 days of reading. Yeah, but it like it's about average, in my opinion. What does that mean? Average to, remember, I mainly read the main story. So when you say it's about average, I'm thinking like I'm gonna be here for half a week. That's about 3 days, half a week. Took you about 5-6 hours. Okay, that's about 2 streams. Assuming I don't get stuck on anything like combat wise. All right, then let's go ahead and get started, I guess. History is like a sailing ship adrift, the course of which no one can predict. There it is. Okay. So we're going to move this over. We're going to watch this, and then we're going to get right into it. Pull up the... Let's do this.
When we left the Glasgow Gang behind, see, I thought we'd all be back in a jiffy. Everything's changed. Vina, Hannah, Baird, and especially me.
I hear English voice acting. I'm pleased.
War's not some heroic fantasy. There's moments of deathly honest grief. Just instants you can't describe.
What kind of sword is it, teacher?
Born from the stars and sands millennia ago. A legend that weathers storms, wielded by kings. For Victoria, the ever-glorious. And now, the story stands on that which you see. What do you see, Vina? What do you see?
I
The mix
see
of 2D and 3D.
gleams through blast and firelight in the dark of night, but unable to protect them all. I see the people of this land fighting their way back home by their own 2 hands.
My life, everyone I care about, all of it's here still. I don't want to be behind her anymore. I want to go with her, or take her along. There'll be plenty more trouble in future for the Glasgow Gang, but you won't catch me running. The story of Vina and every one of us is not over.
Why can't we have the entire story like that? Why can't we have the... Bro, it's so good. It's so good. The moment I heard the English voice acting, I was like, wait. They sound really, really good in here. Damn it, man. All right. Let's go ahead and do the thing. Damn, that was a good trailer. It's fine, Baki, but thanks for trying. Isabel Montague, loyal Victorian knight of the Tower, once said, "History is like a granary." Granary. What is a granary? There's no I, so it's not granary. Oh, no, I was thinking the right thing. I just put, it's not granary. Okay. I was thinking the right thing. It stands in silence amidst the bustling estate and unremarkable sight with a somewhat unpleasant scent of mold. Only ever thought of when stowing something away. Containment. Silently containing things is its sole purpose. As for people, they're like stalks of wheat. A fucking ant. As for people, they're like stalks of wheat, growing out in the fields, braving the elements so they might sprout those precious ears. All you have experienced will become shining, golden grain, stored within the granary called history. It's more apt to say that history is a showroom of human lives. Shining and golden? Yeah, I'd say that was a shining golden life. Okay, I'm starting to wake up. This is a fantastic flash. Vina, the sword is yours. It is your destiny. Father, is this? Vina, the hell you doing? Stop swinging already. You've nearly beaten him dead. Vina, it's time. Got it. Vina, who do you wish to be when you leave this place? I choose... Perhaps this is how history runs its course. Those caught up in its flow won't accept things as they are. They will resist it with all their might. But reality always comes crashing down, slamming you into the ground over and over. You've got no choice but to get back up and figure a way to stand firm. You know the fight will never end, and you've got to make ready for the next fist in your face. Until you've circled round and round to find yourself back where you started, albeit by some different path. Wait, now that I think about it, Bagda might have said millstone. History is like a millstone? I think she meant milestone. I forgot what the metaphor she used exactly. I forgot what metaphor she used exactly. Just that it's got to do with a mill or a windmill or something. Milestone. I think it's a milestone. The sort of thing that'll get people thinking of a sunset. Forget it. I never much fancied the way she talks, all erudite like, or rooted like. When all's done, I'm here to record this heart-pounding moment in history. As a witness to this particular moment, as one who's personally experienced some of those events, I felt the need to share the tale with those who come after. It's worth remembering, considering the many bitter lessons learned. It must not be forgotten, but too many painful sacrifices made. Safe to say, the story's so twisty and turny that if you weren't there to see for yourself, you never guess where it ended up. I remember now. It was a ship. History's like a sailing ship adrift. Okay. What the heck? That's completely different. History's like a sailing ship adrift, and every age sees its share of experienced helmsmen who think to change its course. But in the end, none will truly know where the sunset and the river will take them. Basad it. British. I don't need to copy the feel of those historical novels I read. It's my book. Why should I write it like how Vina's governess talks? Let me have a think on how I'd like to tell the story my way. Picture book? That's how you want to do it? Here's a tale of how a hoodlum became a hero. It's all about courage, friendship, conviction, and power. The heir to the king leaves the palace, and when she returns home, she's already fit to be called a hero, standing alongside her merry band of mates. This epic begins the summer of the year we left, in the factories of Londinium's Norport borough. They were the happiest days of my life. What a picture. The homies, man. Muncaster. Bristol. Got any more? Sheffy do no glow. What? Babe, give me a hint already. Vina. You really gonna watch me embarrass myself like this? Hey, it's your bet. I can't say anything. Baird's right. Wouldn't be fair otherwise. Don't give up now, Indra. Huh, that's weird. Victoria's got at least 60 or so nomadic cities. If you can't think of one more, you're a sixth of the way there. My whole life, I've never left Londinium. It's my home. Why the hell would I remember what some cities miles away are called? Must be real fond of cleaning up the alleys back home then. Damn it. I shouldn't be acting like a smartass. Oh, Hannah, do you still recall the time we went to the video shop? After we were done duffing the Lane brothers up? Dang. I just remember what happened to the video shop owner. I think I do. Didn't the film have a manor with white walls and a green lawn? Was it some kind of romance? It just went on and on. Then do you remember what the leading lady loved eating the most at the nobles' banquets? Yeah. Okay, I'm making sure I got the context. It was him who killed her. I know. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Did I skip? Did you remember what the leading lady loved eating the most at the nobles' banquets? Sidmouth butter and vanilla roast foul beast. I don't know what Sidmouth is, and I don't want to know what foul beast tastes like. When they said the vanilla and butter and vanilla part, I know whatever it is made that shit taste good. Yeah, Sidmouth. That's 10. Vina, you really are the best when it comes to leading. Yeah, it's not just a bird meat though. it's a specific. Unless their birds are just mimics of ours, just like how they look like humans. That's possible. You really are the best when it comes to leading, Vina. I'll follow you my entire life. I will. No need to get all sappy now. Alright, Morgan. You lost. Here's your drink. You know, Vina helped her out. Bard, whatever. Drink's a drink. Morgan, it's your turn to pick up the protection money. Okay, maybe I just don't have the context yet. Morgan, it's your turn to pick up the protection money from the factories on Old Farley Road. Don't forget to help clean up the alleyways behind Old Hank's sandwich shop. It's times like these that Glasgow feels spread a bit thin. One day, I'm gonna make all of Londinium into Glasgow Gang turf. And all those fees will come straight to us. Alongside the best sandwiches in the city. I get the context now. If you took all of Victoria under your wing, who'd you even protect them from? The Gaulish? I hate when my phone vibrates and I think it's something important. Maybe those snotty nobles. Who knows? Some toss is bound to show his face sooner or later. Norport can't make do without us, and neither can Londinium. There'll come a day when Glasgow's the heroes of the whole city. Just you wait. Not wrong, I'd say. Indeed. Here's to the Glasgow Gang, the most important gang in town. To the Glasgow Gang. To the Glasgow Gang. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's new. That's a new way to present location. They didn't do that before. Did you enjoy the play? A Victorian duke's daughter falls in love with some handsome Sarkaz youth in order to eliminate his formidable rival. Her would-be suitors conjure all sorts of dreadful devilish plots. Who would have thought the playwright who penned The Lady of Windsor could produce such a provocative work, albeit only after a hefty writer's fee? What do you think, Lady Allerdale? I can't say I'm too fond of the ending of the cemeteries of Londinium, Earl Morrow. Under the heavy hand of persecution, the Duke's daughter and the Sarkaz lad elope, united in death as they were buried together in a public cemetery. A conclusion that's far too formulaic. I never expected a young lady such as yourself to have tastes of a haranguing. What is that? Haranguing. The kind lecture at length in an aggressive and critical manner. Why didn't you just say lecture? I never expected a young lady such as yourself to have the taste of a lecturing critic. Is it not enough to bring tears to your eyes? To whose eyes? Duke Cavendish's? Or the Sark has risen? The tears will only serve to blind us, my lord, and are often an accomplice to popular works harboring ill intent. A shame, truly. Here I was thinking you would have some empathy for the leading lady. What with her bound to fate beyond her control. I'm so dreadfully sorry. Pray forgive my inadvertent offense. You must know that my family was once on good terms with the Cumberlands. I don't really mind. It's common knowledge that Her Grace, the Duke of Castard, aided me at my lowest. I have only gratitude for her. I see no shame in my circumstances either. Then, since you're taking part in today's festivities, may I take your words as Her Grace's own thoughts? Try not to cough during this. You may consider them a friendly reminder. Londoners should be wary of those mercenaries from Castle. Heaven forbid some ridiculous story to sow the seeds of pity and sympathy in their unwitting minds. Castle is far, far away, and they simply don't understand the sarcasm the slightest. Do not allow tears to blind their judgment, my lord. Your words would throttle a talented playwright. The way they talk, I literally have to think what they mean. The formal stuff, it's just... Perhaps in a moment thy fandom of his meet with thee. Yeah, that. There's not too much noble talk in this, so don't worry. I mean, even if there was, it's not really anything to worry about. It's just when you see me pause, I'm really thinking to figure out what they mean. If it's sarcasm, if they're giving a compliment, it actually takes a little bit of thought. Bringing the citizenry to tears would hardly be a difficult thing for a duke, I'd say. Is this Her Grace's opinion on the matter? No matter what you might think of this playwright, I do believe The Lady of Windsor is a rare work of art. I wholeheartedly invite you, and perhaps Duke Cavendish, to give it a thorough read-through. Fins have not the limbs to drag themselves out of the swamp. Man has not the eye to see beyond time. If Duke Cavendish can understand these words and take them to heart while keeping a wary eye on this matter, he can avoid becoming the next Duke Windsor. No offense meant, of course. Oh, I must say, I quite enjoy your incisive view on this topic, Lady Allerdale. The eye to see beyond time, a rare thing indeed. In comparison, ambition beyond one's means is as cheap as chips, wouldn't you say? I can't say I disagree. Despite the many years past, there are still those who have not forgotten that Victoria once had a king. And there are those who carry their former heir to the throne in mind, alongside that sword of royal authority. Duke Castor's actions are hardly inscrutable. Whenever she dispenses advice to the other dukes, do not forget that there are eyes upon her in turn. Heir. I mean, hair, air. Yeah. I thought I was saying it correctly. I will inform Her Grace, my lord. It's getting late. I fear I must be heading off. Not staying for dinner, Miss Cumberland? I have an appointment with my tailor to prepare some winter clothes. I'm sure you are aware that summer in Londinium lasts but a few fleeting days. But winter never comes late. And I shan't keep you any longer, my lady. I shall send a ticket for opening night to you beforehand. If Her Grace would like to watch, Duke Cavendish would happily sponsor the trope to tour the Castor limousine. I pray that her grace would not be blinded by her own tears. Almost suffocating banquet, was it not? And who might you be? You may call me Clovisia. Based on that distinctive white hair of yours, you must be Lady Allerdale Cumberland. Oh, I know it's before chapter 10. I thought I'm having deja vu. Like this specific scene happened in Did this happen like as this is being seen right now before? And we just got to see what she was doing before that? Or am I just crazy? Don't think so? Okay. That's why I stopped, because this feels familiar. Madame Ailshie of your estate has ordered some outfits for the upcoming season of our shop, but I'm afraid we haven't finalized the details of yours quite yet. Sorry I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Earl Morris. It seems your reputation as a critic of the arts is well earned. You flatter me. I presume you too are concerned about the present situation in Londinium. Hardly. It's just rather difficult to not listen as the clientele discuss the recent changes when you work at a tailor's. It's getting dark. I should head home. Once you've settled on a design, please have Madame Ailshie contact me at your convenience. Ah, right. Speaking of Madame Ailshie, she asked me to pass you to Londinium daily. Farewell. Might as well see if there's anything else newsworthy today, I suppose. A vicious brawl in Norport Borough. Is that? Fucking hell. That's bloody ridiculous, is what it is. It's the third time this month. Why am I having deja vu? This feels very weird. It's the third time this month. Been accident after accident here in the factory ever since that scoundrel took over the Union. Watch close enough and you'll start to notice whenever some brave soul puts out a complaint about the Union, he ends up dead in some freak accident a few days later. Let's go then. Oh, I hear her accent in my head. Let's go then already. Take me to him. I'm gonna see just how brass this bastard's balls are. Calm down. The Union handles Union business. The street handles street business. That's the rule. Giving every bastard I see the thrashing is my rule. I know. Of course I know, but we've got no other choice. The Union's keeping all the hush-hush inside the factory. Not even the coppers can investigate. This new foreman, Johnny, right? Who's behind him? I remember hearing he's got some big name backing him. A relative of the Duke Cavendish, apparently. Does it take place after? I was under the impression this was before. Okay, that's what I thought. The event, yes. This conversation, no. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, I mean, I figured it was going to bounce back and forth is what I mean. Okay, so yeah, I'm right. This is a flashback before. Okay. Yes, I read this. Do you mean Duke Cavendish? Yeah, that's the one. Is he trying to get anything out of you lot? Hasn't been asking for money or anything of the sort, but ever since he became foreman, lots of the important jobs are taken up by workers from outside. I see. You head on back. We need to talk this over a bit. What are we waiting around for, Morgan? Are we going to let those bastards do as they like? It's not that simple. You heard the man. This isn't your average union tosser. He's got the backing of a duke. Why is he going out of his way to play tyrant in some little factory, though? Who cares why? Since when did we need a reason to take out buggers like him? I know Londinium's rather restless these days. The Duke's been playing their games around the clock. Don't tell me you haven't noticed all these fresh faces on the street lately. Time to come up with a plan, Vina. We're all ears. Since we've taken their protection money, it's up to us to do the legwork. Let's go have a chat with this bastard of the... God, slow down. Let's go have a chat with this bastard of a foreman. Doesn't matter if he's got a duke behind him. That's more like it. Alright, if you say so, Vina. But just to be safe, we should scope out the factory a bit. Get some info. You're with me, Baird. Sure. Hey, why didn't you ask me? Someone's in there. Oh. What's wrong? You've been looking rather glum lately. It's nothing. I was just thinking. I might be enjoying myself a little too much. What, not too happy here? You have a duty, Siege. I've told you before, Dagda. I found a life for myself now, so why? Is this life of yours helping your neighbors seek the justice of the streets? Then heading to the noble manors to lob a few bricks. There's no escaping some things. You promised me you wouldn't talk about this in the gym. Then I'll stay by your side, waiting for the day you have your answer. Life is long, but the pivotal moments that change... Life is long, but the pivotal moments that change you... Question mark there is why I got confused. They're over in an instant. I recall that one afternoon before the chaos of the storm struck us, when we could still enjoy these peaceful hours. Indra didn't speak to me the whole day on account of my hesitation. Baird had to step in and smooth things over between us, and by nightfall we were all happy as can be, buying hot dogs and beer. But I couldn't shake off the feeling that the Glasgow Gang was about to enter the craziest chapter of this story yet. It wasn't until the wild dream of ours came to an end that I realized the most pressing issue. The main character of this tale wasn't the Glasgow Gang. It was Vina. Just Vina. All along. What's the matter, Elshi? Aw, Elshi. I was trying to remember where I heard that name. I remember now because of the model. Oh, Elshi. Did you not instruct us to keep a close eye on Her Royal Highness, Alexandrina's whereabouts? The chief of the Royal Police has just looked over the case file of the ghastly brawl in Norport. I mean, we'll see, Hayo. I'll have to see what you mean. It involved a video shop known as McLaren's Place and a street gang going by the name Glasgow. Here's the original copy of the file. It's rather vague, merely a record of the involved parties, but I thought you ought to know. Upon a fuzzy black and white photograph, a woman sucking a lollipop stares indignantly at the camera. A person of interest, siege, self-identified. Miss Allerdale, if you are near certain that she is Her Royal Highness, why not seek her out immediately? And what then? I bring her back to Cumberland Manor or send her off to Castor? Whether or not she's Alexandrina no longer matters. The Dukes are watching her closely. She can escape them no longer. It sounds to me like she would be swallowed by the city itself. We'll be swallowed too, Elshi. I'm willing to bet we're not the only ones with an interest in her. This matter has long since grown out of my control. Considering Duke Castor's orders, should you not find her and bring her to her grace? I need some time to think, Elshi. I saw her once before. I saw Her Royal Highness when they were kids. But no matter how you put it, it was all such a long time ago. Things being what they are, is an unknown heir truly so important? It's merely an inkling. From the very first time I saw her so many years ago, I always believed she would change things. Let's go. There's a few workers I need to pop in on. I would also like to know how Her Highness has been doing these past few years. Who's there? Got taken out. The coast is clear. I've handled this side too. This is it. The place Charlie told us about. We heard some chatter. Lately the union's been keeping a whole bunch of goods inside this old factory. Like they were a smuggling ring. Johnny sees control of the union not just to skim some funds, but to do this sort of business. What's inside of these containers? Just open them up and we'll find out. Hannah, slow. Are those Originium weapons? They're not standard Victorian issue. No idea of their actual provenance though. What's up, Sky? Duke Cavendish's man sneakingly taking over a factory. Also, he can move weapons from God knows where into Londinium. What's he playing at here? The Duke's quietly stockpiling weapons within a city can only mean one thing: war. And now, we've left our fingerprints all over the place. What do we do now, Vina? Looks to me like it's something way bigger than we can handle. We can't handle it ourselves, but we can tell others. Got a light, Hannah? Bloody hell. I'm sorry I had to. You can see the factories burning from all the way out here. This is no laughing matter, Indra. Of course it is. We messed up some wicked Duke scheme. We did something really big here. At least we can say we've done nothing wrong, yeah? Let the coppers handle the rest of it. They say Londinium's so big it defies borders. But at times it feels rather small. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, he heard. And he might even be the one smuggling the weapons. Who would have thought I would meet you here, Alexandrina, Your Royal Highness? Who are you? I'm Moril, a humble guest of the Cavendish estate. Nobody in particular, and yet I always say I'm one lucky chap. You know about the factory. You know what Duke Cavendish is up to. Though I can boast of sharing some of the Duke's burdens, I was not wholly in the know about his Grace's plans for Londinium. However, at this moment, my only concern is you, Your Royal Highness, and Alexandrina. I must say, seeing Your Highness standing before me really does call to mind the sight of His Majesty all those years ago. You and he are so very alike. The same childish sense of justice, the same price you must pay for clinging to it. What do you want? You must pay for clinging to it. Your little adventure with your friends this evening hardly matters, I say. A few boxes of lost merchandise is hardly anything compared to meeting you. Come now. At the very least, let your chums leave alive. How about that? Why should I believe a word you're saying? Excuse my impertinence. Your Highness, but the truth is you have no other choice. Or should I say, you're free to try and escape, but I'll be keeping a close eye on your whereabouts. Oh, they beat the fuck out of him. Vina, the hell you doing? Stop swinging already. You've nearly beaten him dead. Stop! Stop! Hey, stop! Please stop! It's fine. He's still breathing. Vina, what's this all about? You lie. Get out of here. The factory, all this, it was my doing. Nothing to do with anyone else. Are you having a laugh? Vina, what was he saying? Why do you keep calling you Your Royal Highness? Because she's the heir to the throne of Victoria, the daughter of the late King Alistair II. Alex, Vina, Victoria. I didn't mean to hide it. I just thought it didn't really matter. You daft, mate? I'm not asking who you are. I'm asking why did you try to shoulder all this by yourself? Hannah? Sounds like there's a long story you'll need to be telling us. Sorry. No time for that. Save it. We need to leave right now. Where can we go, though? Out of the city. Right now, this instant, immediately. I can't. We're nearly out of time. Once the police knows the factory is up in flames, they'll contact the defense forces and shutter each and every port. When that happens, we wouldn't be able to fly out, even if we sprouted wings. Don't worry about Norport. I'll hold the fort. Wait, Baird, you're not coming with? Fuck. You're not coming with? Hey, Morgan, say something, won't you? I get where she's coming from. The Glasgow Gang's always going to be home to us, Hannah. Someone's got to welcome you lot home when you get back, right? People are watching you. But I'm sorry, Vina. We can't protect you against the real titans like them. The gang's nothing more than a puny little mussbeast. You were never a Norporter, Vina. Or should I say, never only a Norporter. I knew from the day you joined us. It's all my fault. I just wanted to protect you all, but now I've dumped a heap of trouble in your laps. Nothing wrong. If you're going to blame yourself, there's something I hope you keep in mind. Remember that you owe Norport. Remember that one day, you'll need to come back here to repay everyone. I swear I'll come back. Yeah, it's our turf after all. We'll snatch it right back someday. But are you... I don't know why I'm having deja vu. This feels very familiar. And I know this wasn't in the previous main story chapters. So I don't know why I feel this way. But are you really set on coming with me? There's no need to tangle yourselves in all of this. I'm your trusted advisor, Vina. I'm worried for you. If anyone comes looking to bother you, you're going to need me to help bash their faces in. Wherever you go, Vina, I will follow. Never forget, no matter where you go, the Glasgow Gang will always be with you. I just added always there for some reason. I'll keep this place safe. We won it together after all. Maybe because it's characters we're already very familiar with. Maybe, but it just feels a little different. Not like I read this word for word before, but like these moments I've seen. That's why very specific things I stopped for a second. And I'm like, huh? I promise you, Ben. I'll bring everyone back. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Here's to us, the Glasgow Gang. To the Glasgow Gang. And then we're back to the book, right? No. Damn it. Damn it all. My lady, it's the Duke of Cavendish's man. My lady, I'll contact headquarters right away. I'm sorry. Even if we must turn all of Londinium upside down. Suppress this event. Very well. I'm contacting the hospital. What? Suppress it? I'll have my men handle this. Nothing to come will have anything to do with the Norport police. Not to worry. The chief of the royal police will not come calling on you about this or anyone else on scene for that matter. Really? How can you be so sure? While I cannot fix the future's course, sir, I can guide it towards a path of my liking. This city will soon be welcoming a host of visitors. Do you not have more important things to handle? You? All right. Very well. I smell a snake. Now you know why Glasgow left Victoria and found... I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. It's piecing in a hole in events that I'm already very familiar with. So it feels a bit familiar. But there's a hole there. That makes sense. This too is part of their destiny, of your destiny, Vina. When we found out about Vina's past, I was amazed, sure, but I was more pleasantly surprised, as it were. I could see the entire story in my mind's eye. A lost heir to the throne, a heroic fantasy rising from the streets. Stories usually start with someone leaving, and end with a reunion, but reality begs to differ. When we stepped out on the road away from home, none of us expected the way back could be fought with hardship. I'm fond of the words Dagda spoke once we set foot on our home again, after many, many years away. History is like a sailing ship adrift, and every age sees its share of experienced helmsmen who think to change its course. But in the end, none will truly know where the sunset and the river will take them. Wait, this is all just the beginning too, isn't it? Hey, who are you? Here to get some rounds in the ring? I'd like to ask if this is where the Glasgow Gang is based. I'm looking for Siege. If I understand things right, she's your leader. This gym's only got one leader now. She's called Baird. Wait a sec. Looking at your clothes, you're a noble. Get out. You ain't welcome here. Pardon me then. Wait. You looking for Vina? You know her? I'm an old friend of hers. Vina's out on a trip. If you got something to say, I could pass it on for you. No, nothing in particular. It's just that, as her friend, I'm concerned about her current situation. Let her know I'm wishing her all the best when you can. Sure, she's doing fine. I'll tell her on your behalf. Ellerdale turns and leaves the messy gym. She knows the woman there wasn't lying, because she saw the photo hanging on the wall and the smiling face upon it. It's not time yet. In her fit of absent-mindedness, that deep, resonant voice arises in her head once more. Allerdale, Cumberland. You will meet Vina again someday. I always forget when I read these how long these ones are, and I get so wrapped up in reading it that I forget that it's the first part. Not that it's a problem. It's not a problem. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just the story is just so engaging that I forget that you have to go back to the menu in order to press on to the next part of the story. Let's not. Let's not do everything was completely busted, right? Let's. Oh, it's gonna be a really slow? Okay. You can borrow my Vina? I hate you. How much is that?
I am within my rights to oversee
Only
and
2.
bring up my own opinion on your command.
I don't need any. I don't think I need any more. I'm trying to use my other units. That's why I'm doing this. Where the hell is Bagpipe? Oh. I really need to level up Passenger and use him. Sorry this is taking so long. I just want to have a little fun with this.
To the battlefield, are we not?
I meant to get both of them.
New data used to assemble package build.
Yeah, let's use your. Oh wait, whoops. Is she a guard? She's a guard, right? Yeah, she's a guard. I'm purposely leaving him at E1. I forgot why. There was a reason why, but somewhere along the lines, I forgot. Oh yeah, if you borrow a unit, you can choose what skill and module now. That's cap. Really? Oh that's what was happening here. Oh, this is sick. I wasn't paying attention to this. I was just like, why'd this pop up? Okay. I forget which skills do what. And they're not describing them here. What do you have yours on? You have yours on the skill 3. So I'm gonna use skill 3. Okay, healer. On the left magnifying glass. Thank you. I didn't see it. Next attack deals 120 attack, adds true damage to all surrounding ground enemies. I forgot that part. Passive effect. If there are 2 or more friendly units within the talent 1's range, Vina's SP recovery increases to 0.5 seconds. Increases by 0.5 seconds. Upon automatic activation, attack range +1, attack +1, 80%. It's unlimited duration too. Summons golden valos on deployable tiles within talent 1's range. When skill is active, can attack enemies being blocked by friendly units in talent 1's range. 190 +3 and attack interval reduces attacks deal true damage. Since you're using this, I'll go with that. And I think I'm gonna do something a little weird to go along with it. Where is... Am I in the right? There she is.
I will follow your words and drift along the currents.
I got lots of friends here!
Yeah, I'll keep...
I got lots of friends here!
You got lots of friends here. Okay. Sorry that took so long. I was just trying to put stuff together. All right, back to the story. Oh, that is so dope. Section G12. All these linkage numbers have faded away since this place was abandoned. Is this it? Phew. I'm praying I don't run into those damn devils again. I think you're lost, lady. Hey, new guy, get her out of here. And while you're at it, ask her nicely how she found this place. Remember to keep your tail clean this time. Don't make the boss mad. You heard him, lady. Come with me. Let go of me. Is this any way to treat a lady? Mickey Robinson, hero of the Exemplars, or rather, one of the heroes, is my husband. He entrusted me to fetch some medicine. The medicine to dull the pain from those hideous black stones. You can hardly even walk. Yet another unlucky bugger. Shut it. Listen, I haven't heard of any Mickey. All you'll find in this place is some bums expired fun drugs and some bums expired fun drugs. That's unique. And the dead devil's bones. But anyways, if you want arypathy meds, go look for that newly built sanatorium. The new speaker lady promised it'd be stocked. Wait, you really have no other choice? There's simply not enough medicine there? Oh, there's simply not enough medicine there. There was no question mark. I know. I can get it here. My husband, Listen, I have a few valuables stashed away somewhere safe. All from Cumberland Manor. The late Duke gave them to us. If I could just get some medicine. Don't give a reason for the defense forces patrolling out there to come sniffing around here. Just go already, lady. Make her sign the list, then let her come by tomorrow to pick up the meds. Yes, boss. What if she doesn't have the money? We do it the old-fashioned way then. That's weird. I don't think the boss has ever stuck her nose into this sort of thing. What should I do? Just give her the contract. Thank you. Wait, these clauses. My husband never mentioned them. If I sign this, then he'll live well. At least before we come calling for our due. Seems that hero husband of yours wasn't quite so honest about his better half, huh? Come on, hold that pen steady. If you can't, we can sign it for you. The mercenary holds her writing hand tight. The trembling overtakes her. She can no longer maintain her veneer of calm. She shuts her eyes, grits her teeth, and lets the mercenary guide her hand. Go on, enjoy your life. Bloody roar is over. After all, asking Milsgard for help will be the best decision you and your husband have ever made, lady. This morning, Londinium's interim health secretary this morning's Londinium's interim health secretary cum provisioner General Madame Major was found dead in her office in New Oxfordshire district. I think this was a mistake. That's all I'm gonna say. It's actually a word. That isn't just the word's only meaning. I do not want to type that in on Google. I was just about to say. Just in case. I don't mind doing it on my phone. Oh, it gives you various contexts. Okay. Google for the win. So there's a sexual context and there's a Latin context. What? Why? So you also can replace that word with the word with. It means with. Why? What's up, plus minus? Put this back on the charger. Welcome back, brother. Just stuttering as usual in story. This morning, Londinium's interim health secretary cum provisioner, General Madame Major, was found dead in her office in New Oxfordshire district. In today's parliamentary session, Madam Speaker Alexandrina expressed her... It moved forward in time. Okay, that's what it was showing me earlier. Madam Speaker Alexandrina expressed her support of Madam Major's work in caring for the infected and lamented her untimely passing. The final point in Madam Major's itinerary before she passed was a trip to the Dukedom of Normandy to discuss a purchase of medicine so as to relieve the shortages within Londinium's walls. Yeah, I understand now, Baki. I understand now. But according to some reliable sources, Madam Major died of an acute oropathy attack. Not only did she conceal her infection, She was also often seen arguing furiously with the speaker in recent times. In the sensitive period where I need to cut the hairs in my nose, they're bothering me. In a sensitive period of where the number of reported infected within the city is growing exponentially, it is clearly worth looking into the death of Madame Major, who had lost her hereditary peerage. Even now, 2 months after the Sarka's withdrawal, why are there sinister plots coming back to the fore? To the front? Fore means front, maybe? As for the exemplars, are the terms of the resettlement program still not finalized? All eyes are on the newly appointed speaker. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. All eyes are on the newly appointed speaker, who has won the backing of a majority of the dukes. We have managed to connect with the speaker's close confidant, Miss Kate Morgan. Digging deeper into the broadcast in the speaker's office suddenly falls silent. Those lots are a real crock of shit, I tell you. They were loafing reset. It is hard when you see everything moving at the same time. They were loafing about the sanatorium cafeteria, waiting for me to sit down for lunch before they tried to wheedle some info out of me. Then you beat the hell out of them. I thought that way they wouldn't dare run their mouths on the news again. Oh, she went back to her Glasgow ways. She said, "How dare you? How dare you come to me trying to get information out of me? Let me teach you a lesson." That lesson wasn't learned. That lesson was not learned. Sorry, I didn't think about how it affects the way everyone sees you. No, I would have kicked them out too, literally. But it doesn't matter what you say in those news hounds. When they're in the business of making a fluff, they've already decided what to put in their latest story a long time ago. Since there's no way of shutting them up, might as well get straight to the point. Vina strikes her two fists together, putting herself through the paces engraved in her instincts with ease. Just like she did back in the gym. That's the Vina I know. I knew it. Hannah even said, "Whoa, those clothes really did get in the way. Maybe I should find someone to make some alterations. I happen to know a pretty good tailor. He made clothes for the royal family when he was younger. Luckily, he made it through everything alive. Shame nobody dares hire him nowadays. Infected as well? Yes." "Ah, yes. Any progress on that thing you mentioned in your message?" "The situation is complicated. We've captured the Sarkas who have been hurting people. They're now cuffed in the Siniselde? I don't know. Parliamentary chamber. I suspect this might have something to do with the gangs operating out of the abandoned underground factories. Milscar. As for whether or not the Dukes of Normandy's heir is all behind this, she and I will resume negotiations. Madame Major's death, the Londiniers' medicine supply, as well as Milscar's gang, all those Sarkas. There's a lot of things to handle in this city, and none we can solve with our fists like we did 2 months ago. You settled into the job quick, Vina. I believe Parliament as it is now can manage these issues, so relax. I'm here to help you. I don't know why I get flustered over words that I don't know. Just chill. Just chill. Mother taught me how to handle this sort of situation. I won't let her down. Tiniselde is the name of a place. Thank you. Morgan. I'm heading over to Parliament. See you there. She's not quite used to this sort of life yet. None of us are. There are some things Siege could do that this so-called speaker can't. How's the victim of the Sarkaz attack? In the care of our colleagues at Rhodes Island Medical Department, no life-threatening complications for the time being. Moreover, we traced the source of the low-quality medicines. Most of them came from Milscar. Many turned to them in desperation, but in the end, all they got was a pile of harassment from that gang of wandering goons. As for whether this Milscar is in the know, or if the work is some over-eager underlings, I'm not too sure. Allerdale knows. Milscar, the wildest villain running rampant in Londinium shadows. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. How she has fallen, dude. The wildest villain running rampant in Londinium shadows. You don't like this design? I like the design without the... It would look better without the coat. They barely look like the same person. If it wasn't for the face right here, like the eyes and the scar. If they removed the scar, the eyes would be fine. I would have had a hard time thinking they were the same person. Allerdale, she's dead. The final furious flame of Cumberland, the ever on high. Vina herself is already forgotten, where the figures behind those two names slowly became one. When those figures? Was it when the war was nearly over? She subconsciously paused at her clothes. By the time the Exemplar's heroic leader walked out of the palace of Westaleg, wearing this old suit of royal armor, she had already torn down the flag of Casdale's military commission at the break of dawn, and had seen a similar figure and the steam knife fade away into an all-encompassing vapor. That day, Allerdale did not go to her. Rather, she turned and disappeared into the shadows of the ruined city. Let's go to Parliament. Yes. Politics. The Cineselde, once a royal estate often rented by nobles as a banquet hall. It wasn't until everyone was dealing with the headache of where to house Parliament that Vina realized there wasn't many choices left for Londoners. The chaos of war had destroyed far too much of the city. I've seen this room many times before on posters and in movies. I used to be astonished by how massive it was. Big enough for every gang boss to bring all their boys and girls and sit down and have a chat about their turfs. But now it disappoints me. It's filled to the gills, all cramped and suffocating. Though Vina's never admitted it, I know her and I are of like mind. Miss Morgan, huh? Didn't mean to interrupt your writing. It's just that Barnaby's late again. I'm thinking of going to look for him. I'm worried he's gone and gotten himself soused again. Drunk. Why don't they just say that? Well, Vina's not here yet. If you're gonna look, go look. No need to ask me. Wait. Now that I think about it, you said the same last time. And the two of you never came back the entire session. We were just locked out last time. In all honesty, Miss Morgan, I've been carrying around the factory's design sheets for near my entire life. If you ask me to do a quality inspection, I know the ins and outs of whichever part you'd like. And there wasn't a foreman out there who dare say I was wrong. But sitting here with those lords and ladies, trying to read these documents covered in gobbledygook so we can manage such a ridiculously huge city. Biggest thing I've looked after in my life was my workshop. God, my heart's pounding like mad. With us at your back, why be scared of some tosspot nobles? An elegantly dressed member of Parliament's eyes meets Morgan's gaze, and she smiles and nods her head in greeting. Fine. Whether we're having today. Fine weather we're having today. Fine weather we're having today. Like weather. Okay, I'm like, what? I hope you're all in good health. Yes. Good health to you too. We're fine. Just fine, thanks. Well, just treat it as helping Vina fill the streets. I suppose they're not all tosspots, but keep in mind that we put our lives on the line to take back the right to sit here. Are you seriously thinking of going back to the days before that? If so, I have to sort you out first before these bastards ruin this city again. All right, I get it. Are Miss Indra and Miss Dagda not showing up today? They're busy handling some public safety stuff. I'd rather hold my hammer tight, go back to bed too. Oh, Madam Speaker, you're here. What's this? Vina, who's that you're carrying? Barnaby. Clive, help him to a seat, Delphine. What happened? He drank until he passed out in front of the Sinicelda's doors. Now he won't let go of Vina. I'm waiting for the speaker. I got a whole lot of proposals to help with the med shortage. You should include them in your formal petition. We reformed the rules issued by Parliament, also we could bind ourselves. Lady Delphine, I swear Barnaby's not trying to be a simpleton on purpose. He and I have talked about his loads of ideas, loads of times. He's just like me, sick to our stomachs the moment we step foot into this bloody place. Like the soul's getting sucked right out of us. It's not just that we can't speak right. All the brass courage we had while chopping down devils is gone. So I came up with a stupid idea that would be a bit of a drink would. That maybe a drink would. What? Like maybe a drink would help out with the situation, or am I missing something? No, I get it. I just don't understand. Relax. Vina's not going to get mad over something like that. Right. You needn't worry. Parliament nowadays is incredibly complex by nature. Everyone's here on the lookout, getting used to things and learning on the job. That includes the speaker. If we're going to defeat those who would wish ill of the battlefield, we're going to have to learn how they think. It's not going to be an easy process for any of us. The two of you have done pretty well, all things considered. But if we become them once we learn enough about them? I certainly won't, Miss Morgan. I'm not saying you will, Clive. I can't guarantee that won't be the case, Morgan. Nobody can. I believe in Vina. So do Hannah and Dagda. I don't care what you all think. I'm sure we're all very clear on why we convened this emergency meeting. Ever since Parliament was reestablished, we have worked around the clock to resolve the issue of the Sarkas who continue to operate within Londinium's walls. We gave our citizens a promise of safety. It matters not if it is the Sarkas or roving mercenaries such as Milscar hiding within the city. Parliament will strive to settle the matter. We will brook no evil, that threatens the safety of our people. You're putting me on trial? There'll be no trial, Sarkis. Parliament's new interim bill that dictates how we handle you. The revisional court has passed it as well. You'll be dealt with in a manner that all agree upon. Not everyone, just you people. Caused grave injury to a kind-hearted shopkeep, all for a loaf of bread he had already set aside for you. He's still alive? He is. Good, so when's the execution? You really should have left with the rest of your kind when the war ended. You still remember me? Of course you do. You're the one who let me go during the big retreat after all. I'd say you were my savior, head of the exemplars. You... Longshot. That's what my daughter calls me. You didn't ask me my name at the time, and I'm betting the people sitting by your side don't give a damn what it is. But I'm going to ask everyone here something. On behalf of a few others, are Sarkis born and bred in Londinium, who have never left the city, still considered Victorians? Are we still considered Victorians? To be honest, I never really thought of that question. The Sarkis who called himself Longshot never yelled or shouted, but the rowdy, chattering chamber went dead quiet as he spoke. I looked at the people all around me, paying special attention to the nobles' expressions. Those who had long made up their minds on the issues didn't feel like speaking up. As for those who hadn't, the more nervous of them had their eyes darting about, waiting for someone else to speak up first. But me, I was part of the third kind of people. I didn't have to make up my mind because Vina would do it for me. So that day, all I had to do was wait for her answer. Just like the time I was up on the city walls, watching the Sarkis troops leave the city, waiting for her to give me an answer. She's legit drawing. I don't think I'm ever going to forget that sight as long as I live. Back then, I also had a question for Vina. Why are we allowing the Sarkis who killed Baird to leave with so much pomp and circumstance? Oh, damn. She never said anything that day. The Sarkis troops are leaving. The airship's shadow looms over the silent, orderly soldiers, the lifeboat tearing ripples through the dark clouds hanging above the ruins outside the city. Vina stands atop the walls, quietly watching them march into the distance. Not too long ago, they were tearing apart her home. The land is scared and sick with blood. Scarred. I think that was scarred. It's bothering me because I don't know the difference. Yeah, that's scarred. How many years will it take to recover the... I hate navigating all this. How many years will it take to recover from the wounds of Amninam left on Londinium? I don't know what you and the doctor talked about, Vina, but there's still time to beat the shit out of all those bastards. Our men and the boys from the Ducal Alliance are still waiting down at the foot of the walls. Just... Hannah, we're the ones who most need to stay calm right now. I'd like to say more than any of you can. I'd like to say more than any of you to keep them here, but truth be told, we simply can't do it. The Duke's main fleets haven't retreated too far away, Delphine. Dagda's right. They can helm and hum all they want, all they like. But once we start the fight again, they'll have to help us out, even if it's just to keep the pretense. Then, are you going to let these people who fought so hard to survive the war just throw their lives away? Don't forget the ceasefire agreement. Now's not the time to act recklessly. All you ever say is don't. Screw this, screw it all. I can't take it any longer. Choking back tears. All those people are friends. Baird. And just stays not a moment longer. She fears she cannot stop herself from sliding down the walls to join the crowd below. She fears she cannot stop herself from leading the charge, putting her battle-worn yet battle-hungry fellows back into the fray. Hannah, she's been bottling herself up this whole time. Don't worry, Vina. I'll go keep an eye on her. She's just venting. She's not the foolhardy type. Vina, why are we allowing those Sarkists who killed Baird to leave with so much pomp and circumstance? This is the best the doctor and Wiesadel could get us. Londinium cannot withstand another war. There's enough dead already. You know this, Vina. Tell the exemplars no rash action from anyone. Doctor. Rhodes Island received a few invitations from the Dukes. Damn it. They want us to sit in on post-war conference on handling Londinium. Handling? You mean before all the Sarkists are even gone? Are they really in such a rush? I don't think the city as it is now is willing to play ball with their machinations. They realize that too. You could always refuse, Vina. This is my home, Doctor. Made your decision, Vina? Was it made the moment we led the exemplars on our charge into the city? They know it, and I do too. It's not something to take lightly. But you have my full support. We'll stand by your side. Thank you, Doctor. I suppose you're saying the biggest challenge is yet to come. I'm supremely curious as to what they'll spew out of those pretty little mouths of theirs. We'll meet you as soon as we can. Coming home's not always easy, is it? Combat. A nice little break from reading. Ducal Army. Who's we?
We'll be fine if we stick together.
Up Team A4. Yato in position.
My speed and I hail from Victoria.
問題ない。誰が戦場で旗を武器にするんだよ。
Let me stir.
Eat a broma.
Bravery shall
Wrong
overcome
skill.
evil.
He has an Ian voice? Or he has. Yeah.
Watch out! Here comes Burley-Twirl!
Get up. There'll be no bending of the knee.
Target marked.
I don't need all this. I'm just trying to see what some of these characters do.
I will take these
Okay,
last
so that's how it works.
away.
That's actually really cool.
Finally, I can limber up.
Monday night, young.
Watch out! Here goes Greedwell!
Mission accomplished.
I just want to make that work. Shortly after the war, it's a new character. This was a resplendent place 26 years ago. I don't recall seeing this character before. At the time, the dome above was polished to a mirror sheen, and the radiance of the twin moons and the enchanting darkness of the starry sky dancing together was a most beauteous sight. Once, I kissed the back of His Majesty's hand here, paying respects to the King Alistair. A rare honor indeed. Victoria no longer has a king, my lady. Wait, that's a woman? Or should I call you Earl of the March? Just Eleanor is fine. Yeah, that's a woman. I see it. I did not beg. It definitely didn't look that way at first glance. I did not beg His Grace, the Duke of Normandy, for the seat of our county march, to hold the title of Earl, but rather to expedite a few business matters, Your Highness. If it were not for farcical, resemblance. No, relating to a resembling farce, especially because of absurd or ridiculous aspects. Duke is higher up the food chain. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember that now, because didn't know Earl was a rank until they said, should I call you Earl of March? Or sorry, not that part. I did not beg His Grace, the Duke of Normandy, for the seat of the county march to hold the title of Earl. I didn't even know it was a title. I thought that was like the name. Huh. We might not have been much closer, Vina. She takes out a gilded purple business card. Its face embossed with nothing more than a golden loosestrife flower. Please take it. Since you're more accustomed to things in a business-like manner, this might put you at ease. I'm afraid we are not so well acquainted. But you always decide the future of Londinium here, my lady. It's never up to me where we'd meet, because considering all that's happened here, surely there is nothing else more suited than this. What is happening? Anna looks at the faded structures and dusty doors at the end of the hallway as if she could capture their past glory. In a room beyond was a king of Victoria's throne. Upon it, he once sat, dictating the rise and fall of the empire. But what remains behind those doors now? I arrived early to both walk down memory lane and to meet you. We have much to talk about. Did you not wish to meet me too? You know I'm holding a Vina. Surely your friends from Rhodes Island have divulged what the other dukes are thinking to you. The other dukes? I don't see much difference between you, them, and the Duke of Normandy backing you. Oh, don't get me mixed up with his grace. He's a man worthy of respect, but it's not worth bothering him with such trifles, such as handling Londinium. As for the rest of them, I dare not say I'm worthy of comparison. Sarka's withdrawal does not mean that Londinium's troubles are over. None of them are willing to tally up the charge in the affected population. But the outcome is rather clear. Victoria's pharmaceutical production lines are insufficient, and nobody wants to rework their precious factories for the sake of the infected. You know what I mean. What do you mean? I have a long-standing partnership with the Colombian military. They've even referred me to several pharmaceutical companies. There's no crack that cannot be plugged for the right price, of course. Is this a threat? Only if you think it is. Don't be too hasty to respond. Figure out what bargaining chips you have first before you come and find me, Vina. Let's start our future partnership on the right foot. Oh, you can tell just by looking around that your family once steered the course of all of Victoria from this ancient palace. Your Royal Highness Alexandrina, Londinium is far too small for you. The city's far too large if you ask me. It shamed me to admit, but the wailing I heard all across Londinium had me quacking in my boots. And in my panic, I went the wrong way. Sorry, I'm kind of noble talk, trying to figure out what the dynamic of what's happening here, because I'm not really sure if it seems like the Duke actually wants to do some sort of partnership with Vina, like she does with the Colombian military. But I'm not sure what she means by figure out what bargaining chips you have first before you come and find me. Like, is she saying that you don't understand the situation? You don't understand what you have to bring to the table? Once you figure that out, come find me. Kind of confused here. Yeah, don't come empty-handed, but I'm trying to understand what is she expecting? Vina is wary of Earl, because no Duke Earl is doing something out of the good of their heart. You don't have the cards. Trump cards. Okay. Too honest and transparent, and they use you. Okay. So I misunderstood the situation. This is more of like Vina being cautious the entire time and trying to figure out what the Duke really wants. Sorry, Earl, but whatever she is. The young Duke. The Earl is playing with Vina a bit because she wants to get on her good side. I mean, that part is obvious, but like, I'm trying to figure out what this part right here. Figure out what bargaining chips you have before you come to the you come and find me. This part. Bring something of value, but what I'm trying to figure out what this means. This doesn't sound like she's trying to be on her good side to me. Like, you're of great importance. Yet but the way that she responds to her is figure out what bargaining chips you have first before you come and find me. That makes more sense. I have a great deal for you waiting, but what can you give me in return? Think about that before we negotiate. If you want a partnership and loyalty, you have to make sure you have something of value from your side to show us. Then obviously that's not out of the good of her heart. No, I don't deal with politics like this. This is like a super, like, it's not about making deals. I have to do that kind of stuff with content creation all the time. It's more of the politics aspect of this. This is just like the way that they're speaking to each other sounds passive aggressive. But I don't know. I don't understand aspects of it. That's why I'm asking you guys what it means. Yeah. Yeah, Baki's way of saying it made sense. Never do politics, kids. Yeah, I'm not built for this. Okay, I think I understand based off of Baki's aspect of it. The city's far too large, if you ask me. It shamed me to admit, but the wailing I heard all across Londinium had me quaking in my boots, and in my panic, I went the wrong way. So many tragic sights in the city, so who just joined the party? Oh God, you. Duke of Gododin. You really have goned? You really have grown, Ellie. I still remember how you used to clamber up my back and grab onto my antlers. I'm ever grateful for your generosity. His Grace, the Duke of Normandy, also reminded me that he is off soon to convalesce in greener pastures. I hate when I do that. You may join him if you wish. I'm not one to leave my manor before I've drained my wine cellar dry of fine vintages within. Oh, he's a vibe. And I was here thinking old Normandy would understand the importance of this little meeting of ours. Okay, now we have a party. What the hell? But no matter. You are the reason we have gathered here today, Alexandrina. Your Grace, you didn't need to cut to the chase quite so quickly. The old soldier's running late. Did he refuse your invitation again? He turned his eyes away from Londinium a long time ago. I'm sure your spies will have all the details of my meeting with him served to you with breakfast tomorrow. Even now, his elegance is no less impressive than the time Gaul was swallowed whole. I wouldn't consider this a good thing for Victoria. Tara in Dublin, though he has not explicitly declared independence from Victoria, only the blind fail to see the reality of this. situation. Tara in Dublin, though he has not explicitly declared independence from Victoria, only the blind fail to see the reality of the situation. Sorry, guys. Something popped up on my screen that I had to check on. Ambercoin and Fife suffered tremendous losses and so have forfeited the right to take part in the big decisions. And the one behind Ashworth has decided to stay far from any sort of turmoil. As for Normandy, his stance is rather clear-cut. Why pause? Had nothing to do with Arknights. I was checking this. See how much time I had until this started. As for Normandy, his stance is rather clear-cut. Gododin smiles at the young duke. Eleanor simply performs the most minute of bows in return. A. The vagaries of life. Back in those days, we still held parliamentary banquets here, and King Alistair still sat in the throne room. None would take his words lightly. In the dark and dusty hall, Duke Gododin literally taps out a beat etched in his memories with one foot, just like in the days past. Smoke, music, and sunlight shined upon him from the dome above. He was a spirited young man back then, with all the lords and ladies at the feast lined up to be his dance partner. His Majesty applauded him. I'm trying to slow down so I stop stuttering. It's starting to irritate me a little bit. Then together with the other dukes, he sent the king to the gallows. No need to memorialize the dead. His orphan stands before us. Does she not? So she does. But doesn't matter if Victoria has no king. The siege. That's all I can call you until you accept our proposal. There are better ways to implement your ideas on the infected, the refugees, even the pain in the Arsarkas. Madam Speaker, should I consider this advice from the will of the Empire? Call it an attempt at giving some. We have other means to handle this near ruined city. This is not a lifetime appointment. We will judge whether or not you are fit for the position. Just like the past, no? With your dinner table parliament, a handful of dukes could dance around the king behind closed doors, deciding the nation's future on a whim. And the results? Look outside. We have not yet washed ourselves clean of all the Sarkis' blood. You look only at this little city, while I look at the whole of Victoria. If Londinium has become an ulcer, sapping Victoria's strength, I do not mind gouging it out. I will allow other nations to see Victoria bleed, but I will not tolerate them mocking our scars, nauseating though they might be. If you stand in a sewer, you cannot expect to have a full view of an ancient empire. Do you not forget the name? The family name Victoria is no stranger to me. Your Royal Highness Victoria Alexandrina. You know, only the strong and heroic have the power to steer the empire on its future course. Let's not frighten our future friend, Your Grace. Didn't we gather here to soothe our worries in a more pleasant manner? Old Wellington is far from the core. Windermere is in a constant state of uproar. And the rest are keeping an eye on how we stand. Since it's rare for us to see eye to eye on a matter, let's keep things simple. That I cannot deny, but Vina, you can do far more than this. Though this does not mean the speaker must not sit on the throne. Though this does not mean the speaker must sit on the throne. Where did not come from? Are you all finished? She draws her sword, and the halls fall deathly silent. Vina insisted on recording some minutes of the secret meeting. It was a meeting to decide Londinium's future, so her residents had the right to know what happened actually. I stood there in my hiding spot, trying to note down every word as impartially as I could. When I saw Vina draw the sword from her hip, pointing it at those bastards who thought they knew it all, I hoped from my deepest heart that she would strike them all down. That way, what came next might have gone differently. My teacher once told me that the size of kings was used to behead rebellious nobles. No, not the size of kings any longer. Though I do not know what to call it now. I have not the right to name it, as it was the workers who forged it to commemorate that victory, whose painful sting has not yet left us. At first, as it lay forgotten upon the muddy battlefield, I thought its duty had ended. But those heroes who lost everything still remember it, because it symbolizes the Victoria held in their hearts. They do not wish to see her laden with dust once more. I know what they intend when they gave it to me. They wanted me to judge in their stead. Judge those who brought them to desolation and ruin. But you do not fear it, do you? Oh, everyone got serious. It was never the sword you feared. It was what it meant. The movement that it brought. Vina gently caresses and flourishes on both sides of the sword's crossguard. Every detail sculpted by the artisans of Londinium. A hammer and a sword. They glimmer in the darkness. So long as the sword gleams, Victoria's honor will shine eternal. They begged my aid in reforging the sword, broken to the point of no return, using my hammer as its core. Once forged, they offered it to me without hesitation. But at the time, I could make no promises. King, speaker, as far as I'm concerned, neither title is worth a damn. I'm no different from them. I'm just a woman who wanted to go home. And when I made it back, what did I find? I didn't see the grand Victoria you do. But I did see the infected children in the boxing gym, hoping to learn pugilism. Sorry if I said that wrong. So they could defend their homes. And drunkards, mouths full of rotting teeth, donating the drinks they had stashed away to hospitals. Also, soldiers on the operating table could be saved. The glory of the Empire has long since The glory of the Empire has long since left us. So far in the distance, it can no longer warm our hard beds in the winter chill of the new year. The sword is the duty they entrusted on me. Yep, it's the meaning of the sword. It isn't the sword itself. And they don't like how the people are choosing her. That's what it sounds like to me. I need neither parliament nor royal authority to know what I must do. I will do what I can to show them the power they hold in their hands. And that's what they're scared of. That's what everyone here is scared of. To make them understand the land is theirs to protect. But until that day comes, I must stand at their forefront, no matter what title I bear. I understand what you were saying now, Baki. I understand what you were saying now. This is different. This is like a negotiation table, and she didn't take any sort of bait. They thought they had some sort of power to decide her role in Victoria's future, and she's like, nah, the people have the power, and I'm just representing them. This is fire. This is fire. I just had to read further into it. I get it now. But until that day comes, I must stand at their forefront, no matter what title I bear. Sewers too may bloom. And so here in my home, I will not be lectured by the likes of you. Hey. Okay, I'm not confused anymore. I've caught up. I've caught up. This makes sense now. Vina firmly plants the sword into the ground. Its point of passing through the stone like butter. It stands tall before the dukes. All eyes fall upon the quivering sword. A very clear provocation from Vina. Realm Blade and Miracle. In the wake of a war, those two words have become joined at the hip. Rather than the late king's orphan, they are much more concerned about Vina's other identity, Siege. Well said, my lady. There's really no point in keeping us keeping the sword nowadays. Best you pull it right out. No point in nicking such a fine blade. Your teacher really did give you a practical education. It seems we were worried over nothing. Huh? Indeed, a rather childish way of doing things, but one that will win over the people. Parliament will see her mature faster than ever. Wait just a bloody minute. We have no choice, Siege. Sundered Victoria needs a new voice, and you have stepped forward. Wait. What? But I have seen many die by their own blades, leading me to think long and hard about taking up that particular one. Do not let it cut you, Madam Speaker. That is my advice. That was a test? Were they messing with her the entire time? They were testing her, apparently. That's crazy. Okay, did they have me fooled? If she folded, you know what happens. Either way, they were testing her resolve, or to try to save face by saying that. I think it was more the try to save face part, but I guess we'll see. Honestly, a good move. Hold on, I can't read anymore. But she didn't, so they went with it. Yeah. They're trying to save face. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you guys. They're acting. The Duke still thinks about their own seat of power. In my opinion, the way that I registered that was more so they don't want Vina to think that she understands their motives. That's what I'm getting from that. I don't think they were really testing her. But we'll see. She's more clear-headed than your graces think. I'd say you've done pretty well so far, Vina. She's more clear-headed than your graces think. Doctor? Pardon me, your grace. We were unable to stop the doctor. And Carlson and Monster. Okay, so the whole freaking... You are dismissed. Londinium needs a leader who can protect everyone. You cannot rely on anyone else. Doctor, the final decision is yours naturally. We'll do everything we can to help the infected here. I feel like this is common knowledge. How interesting. A pharmaceutical company specialized in oropathy that often dips its toe into areas outside its expertise. You circumvented the Ducal Alliance, tendered a ceasefire with those Sarkas. Pharmaceutical company. But there was no reaction from your grace's fleet. You asserted into it, did you not? You assented into it, did you not? Merely a gift as thanks for all you've done on the battlefield. There are some lines that must not be crossed. We will await your answer, Siege. As for Rhodes Island, you have been keeping quiet for a while now. Why the sudden urgency? Time itself makes for irrational decisions. Oh, time, is it? Vina, you have a good think about what the people you're protecting really need. And remember, if you do make your decision, don't get too close with those Rhodes Islanders. I believe we have a good relationship with the Duke of Normandy, my lady. That's exactly why I'm warning Vina, Doctor of Rhodes Island. She's not quite like the other dukes. So what should we do now, Doctor? You already have your answer, don't you, Vina? Amiya's already left for Casa. Most of our staff will withdraw from Londinium ASAP. Amiya's already left for Castle. I'm gonna go with that one. It's been a long time since Babel took my brothers away. As for us who stayed... Oh, wait. It's been a long time since Babel took my brothers away. As for us who stayed, it's been real rough lately. Just do it already. I've got nothing else to say. He looks all around him, watching the people on their branches whisper to one another uneasily, an unconscious sneer on his face. This place fettered him, and in its magnanimity, it also fettered those who would decide his fate. Not too long ago, Vina vetoed a proposal to use the palace of Westaleg to house a parliament. Instead choosing this building, oft rented out by the royal family. She hoped this would be a good starting point of a new parliament. I finished looking into him, Vina. Longshot, a lifelong mercenary, hails from a place in Casdal called the Scar Market. During the war. Wait. Yeah, this is the same dude that killed oh man. What's his name's dad? What was it called? What was it called? Is this the same guy that killed that one playable character's dad? Oh man. This is a random new NPC? I actually thought this was the Duke running away from the fighting in episode 14. No, I'm talking about the Babel situation. There was a character in Babel, or not Babel. It was in the Babel chapter, I believe. What was that character's name? Otta's dad. That was Ascalon who killed him. You're right. Okay. What? So Longshot's new? I remember seeing something like this. We've seen Longshot before. Am I really having that hard of a time remembering these situations? Dude, there was another... Of course, this is a commonly used sprite. I understand that, right? But I feel like there was another character. Good luck. Good luck. Okay, yeah. Longshot's new. There's so much to keep up with, man. Everything's blending together. Maybe you're thinking about the teacher who got killed. The teacher who got killed. Do you know his name? This is Arknights. Yeah, it's just blending together. I'm trying to figure out if any of this is relevant to what I'm thinking about right now. We had an NPC before, the trio Sarkis, that tried to pay fealty to Amiya and called her a king. Wait, isn't that teacher in Kasdal? It wasn't Golding. It wasn't Golding. That's I don't know. I'm wrong though, so it doesn't matter. Longshot, a lifelong mercenary that hails from a place in Kasdal called the Scar Market. During the war, he took part in defending the city in name of the military commission. He never saw the front lines. Yeah, I guess this was all in my head, I guess. I really wanted you guys to be wrong because this feels way too He never saw the front lines. 2 months ago, Babel organized a withdrawal effort. He didn't follow them. Instead, he got captured by Indra and Dagda while covering for some local Sarkas as they evacuated. I'm telling you, something feels weird about this. And the fact that I matched it with the Babel situation, and that's... I don't remember that. After he committed this latest crime, we followed his trail and found the people he was hiding. Too many killable characters they have to use this generic sprite. I guess his daughter has been helping a few Sarkas leave the city these past 2 months, but this time she's part of a group sneaking out herself. Oh damn, now he's talking shit. You attacked the shopkeeper who recognized you for supplies, didn't you? Restrain him. Don't lose your temper just yet, Longshot. Your loved ones managed to slip through our fingers. Someone's helping them. Milscar. Sounds familiar, right? Their business is creeping into places they shouldn't be creeping into. I don't know a damn thing, feline. Just kill me already. Worried my blood's going to get this pretty little place all dirty? The war's just ended, and you're already trembling at the sight of some red. None of you sitting here have even 1/10 of honesty in of those Sarkas. You refuse to call Victorians. Just leave the rest to me. Any new instructions from Her Grace on the latest ongoings in the city? Her Grace has long since been aware of the trouble these Sarkas and this Milscar have been causing, and she's very concerned about the safety of the civilians. But now Parliament is fully assembled, and since the Speaker has been doing a fine job solving the issues plaguing the citizenry, she believes things will improve. However, when it comes to rooting out the risks against Londinium's safety, Her Grace is of the opinion that we should not tarry, especially in regards to Milscar. And so, there are still problems in the city that we must urge the Speaker to resolve sooner rather than later. Moments later. Boss, Parliament hanged that devil. Dang, they took him out? Yeah. No sympathy. But we managed to snag the stuff he left for us. These goods? There she is. Send them out. But boss, that's way too risky right now. Parliament's been trying to snuff us out 24/7. Then hide them for a spell. They paid their due, so we'll get them delivered. No need to worry about anything else. Nobody knows about this batch anyway. Maybe we can just... Mercenary gestures at his neck, but the sharp pain accompanied by a chill suddenly prickles at his chin. But boss, I had to say it, even if you kill me, it's the best way to handle things. Don't those devils kill a whole bunch of our people? If you really cared, you'll be on the exemplars list of the decommissioned soldiers not here. But there's nothing wrong with caution, I suppose. The new Speaker is so concerned about the city's safety. We're an inevitable target alongside the Sarkas. Those devils brought it upon themselves, though. 2 months ago, they decided not to withdraw alongside of the rest of their kin. Now that things are heading south for them, they finally wish to flee. It's natural they have to pay extra. Don't worry, if this goes well, more and more business opportunities will be coming our way. God, she has fallen hard. She has fallen hard. From the side of being right by Vina to turning on her, and then now she's here as a villain. Like, that's crazy. But she's Batman type fallen. She's kind of, she's helping the Sarkas. She thinks what she's doing is good, but no, she sees it as a business opportunity. She just said that. Yeah, she's fallen. There's no rationalizing her. There's no rationalizing her. Nah, it's not even a Batman type. She sees this as a business opportunity. This is good for her. You're back. How'd it go? Did you manage to get any? Sanatoriums as full as 10 of fins, huh? Sanatoriums as full as a 10 of fins. Both can be true? Her transformation is something. Everyone's trying to get trying to get their suppressant as soon as they can. Not to mention what happened to Madam Major. Sorry, Diane. Not even the exemplars get special treatment. Rhodes Island has been working around the clock to provide as many suppressants as they can, but there's far too many new infected. I understand. Sardines? I get the analogy. I don't get never mind. I didn't get it. I get it now. I get it now. As a 10 offense. Sardines. Like a can of sardines. Sanatorium is as full as a can of sardines. That's crazy. You know what I hate? They all fought together against the Sarkas, and yet it seems we're back to hating on the very people that helped stop the war just because they are infected. The cycle continues, man. That is a reoccurring theme here. We're seeing the cycle continue. Regardless of what changes are being made, small, yeah, that's politics too. The small changes that feel like they're leaps forward, there's always like these steps back. It's always difficult when you have so many people with their own thoughts of how things should be handled. Things just get difficult, man. It's politics. No enemy to unite them, so they revert back. This is a rare event that actually explodes post-war issues. Yeah. I usually hate politics, but Arknights makes them seem... Politics is interesting to read. They're not a part of... they're not fun to be a part of. Politics is always interesting to read. If you think Final Fantasy VII, that game's politics. Like, Final Fantasy has a lot of politics in it. As a whole thing, if you've ever played a Final Fantasy game, they're always interesting to play and read into the different things that's happening between various parties, but you never want to be a part of it. I mean, you got like tens of thousands getting cancer after a short war. Even in real life, it's hard to see something similar. Yeah. Well, it's not like we've got no way of getting any. I've heard from some war buddies that there's private channels. Illegal ones? As long as you live to see another day. There's other means of buying medicine? Huh. My boss never told me we'd have competitors. Sure. Sure you didn't hear me wrong, mister? This is one of the characters I keep freaking getting. And whenever I'm doing single pulls, man, I just... sorry, my trip from Colombia must have tired me out too much. Hello, I'm Elizio. Here, my business card. Colombia? Pure Heart Medical? That's right. I rushed over to Victoria to find... one second, let me check my list. Ever since I arrived in Londinium, nearly everything's been different to how the preliminary briefing described it. Bobbing is his name in the actual game, yeah. Or his code name. Found it. Londinium's interim health secretary, Madam Major. Someone's. Oh, you guys can't hear that. And probably when I speak, you can hear it. Could you tell me how to get to the Office of Provisional Supply Procurement? Rest assured, I'm here representing Pure Heart Medical to discuss medical cooperation. The situation here will get better soon. Did I say something wrong? Didn't you hear the news? Madam Major has passed away. just this morning. Sorry, I lost my cool for a second. No matter how hard we must strive, pure heart medical sincerity and dedication will not change. But right now, could you please take me to her office?
Home run!
Okay, I'm starting to stutter a lot, so I'm gonna stop for now. But this will be the, oh man, it's gonna give me a tutorial. This isn't a story with it, right? Okay. Let's see what tutorial it's giving me. But we're gonna stop the story for today because I'm starting to stutter a lot. It's kind of irritating. What the heck? Vina says the streets have been restless lately. Prying eyes have been casing the freight cars. They're just street thugs. No big threat here. But if they rob the freight cars and get their hands on some new gear, they'll become a nuisance. We should secure the cargo before that happens. This equipment will come in handy. We just need to put operators in the same place as the equipment, and then we'll be able to use it. So I'm assuming if you can't do that, maybe you can use a caster or something to capture it. Oh man, I forgot that happened. Protective base, increase defense, and frighten enemies using that art, dealing arts damage. So I guess this was attack. However, those bandits get their hands on the equipment, they'll be able to use it. We can't let that happen. Enemies may look harmless, but after they put on equipment, they're no longer so easily dispatched. If enemies are frightened, their equipment will take more damage. They'll be easier to defeat. Use this to our advantage. So,
To the death I go. For Victoria!
yeah, okay. So we can't get these at all. They're just gonna dispatch them. I see.
Any soldier's will is worthy of respect.
They get a little harder to deal with. I see it. My energy's nearly spent. Got an assault art unit. Stay focused. If we can get him to drop his equipment, we'll be in better shape.
Any soldier's will is worthy of respect.
That defense is crazy.
For Victoria!
It's a little tiring. Enemies wearing a protective vest. It won't be hard to defeat him with a frontal. It will be hard to beat him with a frontal assault. This spot is ideal. You may use to the assault. Okay, give it a try.
For Victoria!
Also focus on taking down these enemies that let us get ambushed. Do something about it, Morgan. Right guards get wrecked. Our gear is going to be scattered all over the streets.
You're dead, mate!
We need to activate the munitions factory command center to reroute the rail. Guiding the freight cars towards the command center, we'll be able to protect them.
Can't just be. Let's see. Who's the next sap getting ducked up?
Mission accomplished.
Doctor, want to celebrate the Glasgow way? First, me and Hannah grab a
All right,
each,
that's
then we shut
that's
our
relatively
eyes,
easy to understand.
And then we hip hip hooray and send you flying.
All right,
Don't need
sorry
to
we
run, love.
barely
I'm
made
just
any progress.
joking.
I don't know how many nodes this one has, but we're going to be doing this throughout the week. Not every day, but we're going to do this throughout the week and complete this before the end of the thing. I just got tired of stuttering. That's all it was. That's the only reason we're stopping. I'm not tired or anything. Just don't want to stutter over everything as I'm trying to comprehend what's going on in the story. So, yeah. We'll go live either tomorrow or Monday, one of the two, and I will see you guys then. Thank you for coming through. It's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think that's a fair time to end. Yep. All right. I'm going to prepare for this marathon thing that's about to happen. We're going to see what type of game that is on the other channel. I appreciate you guys coming through. I like that these streams are a little more tame. These story streams. You know, just got like a nice 30, maybe. I think some of the story gets up to like maybe 70 people. And we're just able to just vibe to the story without any pressure. So, yeah. Who knows? I might even go live again tonight just to push forward a little further. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I got nothing to do really. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. You all have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay chaotic. And I will see you next stream. Love you guys.